Athens of Greece, a city alive with commerce and culture. It is also a city of faith, Greek Orthodox faith, part of the great eastern arm of Christianity. But there was another world here once, of which only tantalizing fragments remain. Those who reach back through time, both above ground and below, are in search of a world that was equally alive and equally devout. The world of the ancient Greeks. It still speaks to us today through one of its legacies, the Greek mythology. Greek mythology is brimming with mysterious groups and factions, and none so more than the cult of Dionysus. The worship goes back to the Mycenaean Greece and has been a regular feature throughout the entire history of ancient Greece. We shall take a deeper look at exactly what the cult of Dionysus was, the birth of Dionysus, the global impression of this cult, how has it shaped modern Greece, all of these and more. The cult of Dionysus, also known as Bacchus in Roman mythology, was a central aspect of ancient Greek religion and culture. At the heart of this cult was the Dionysia, a festival held in Athens and other Greek cities to honor Dionysus, the god of wine, fertility, and ecstasy. In Greek mythology, Dionysus was the son of Zeus and the mortal princess of Thebes, Semele. He was born from the ashes of his mother after she was consumed by the fire of Zeus's lightning bolt. The god was known as the twice born, for his mother was slain by the lightning bolts of Zeus during her pregnancy, but rescued by his father, who carried him to term sewn up inside his thigh. His birth corresponds to the development of grapes. Heat ripens the fruit and water keeps it alive. Dionysus' grandparents were the Titans Kronos and Rhea, King Cadmus of Thebes and the goddess of Harmonia. He was a grandson of Ares and Aphrodite, Harmonia's parents, and a distant descendant of the god Poseidon. The gods' half-brothers and sisters included Hermes, Ares, Aphrodite, Athena, Persephone, Apollon, and Artemis. Upon reaching adulthood, Dionysus wandered the earth, teaching men the culture of the vine. Earlier images and descriptions of Dionysus depict him as a mature male, bearded and robed, holding a fennel staff tipped with a pine cone. However, in later images the god is shown to be beardless, sensuous, naked or semi-naked, androgynous youth. He is described in literature as womanly or man-womanish. Dionysus was often depicted as a wild and unpredictable god who was associated with madness, intoxication, and sexuality. The cult of Dionysus also involved secret rituals that were held outside of the public festivals. These rituals, known as the Bacchanalia in Rome, were characterized by drinking, dancing, and sexual excess. Followers of Dionysus, known as Bacchants or Maenads, who dress in animal skins and carry thyrsus, a staff topped with a pine cone that was sacred to the god. The cult of Dionysus was not limited to Greece only, but also spread to other cultures, such as Rome and Egypt. In Rome, the Bacchanalia became a popular festival, but it was eventually banned by the Roman Senate in the 2nd century BC due to reports of excessive drinking and sexual behavior. In Egypt, the cult of Dionysus merged with the worship of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, to create a new deity known as Osiris Dionysus. This god was often depicted as a bearded figure holding a thesaurus and a crook, which symbolized his roles as both a god of wine and fertility and as a god of death and rebirth. The cult of Dionysus had a profound influence on Greek culture and religion, and its legacy can still be seen in modern society. For example, the concept of the Dionysian has been used by the philosophers such as Friedrich Nietzsche to describe a state of being that is characterized by irrationality, excess, and creativity. The Dionysia festival was celebrated in different ways across the Greek world, but it typically included a dramatic competition where playwrights would compete to produce the best tragedy or comedy. The plays were performed in front of a large audience in the Theatre of Dionysus. The Theatre of Dionysus was a prominent amphitheatre located on the southern slopes of the Acropolis in Athens of Greece. It was built in the 5th century BC and was the site of the annual Dionysia festival, where plays were performed in honor of the god Dionysus. The theatre had a seating capacity of over 17,000 spectators and was renowned for its magnificent acoustics and grand stage. It was the birthplace of Greek drama, and many of the great playwrights of the time, such as Sophocles and Euripides, they had their plays performed on its stage. The plays were often centered around themes related to Dionysus, such as his mythological stories or his cult rituals. For example, in the tragedy The Bacchae by Euripides, Dionysus is depicted as a vengeful god who punishes those who do not worship him properly. Today, the Theatre of Dionysus remains an iconic symbol of ancient Greek theatre and is a popular tourist attraction in Athens. The Dionysian cult has had a profound impact on modern Greece, both in terms of its cultural heritage and its contemporary identity. To this day, the cult of Dionysus remains an important symbol of Greece's rich artistic and intellectual traditions, as well as its deep connection to the natural world. One of the most striking examples of this impact is the Greek festival of Carnival, which takes place every year in the weeks leading up to the Lent. This festival is a celebration of Dionysian excess and abandon, featuring elaborate costumes, raucous parades, and all-night revelry. It is a time when people let go of their inhibitions and embrace the wild, untamed spirit of Dionysus. But the influence of Dionysus goes far beyond the realm of festivals and celebrations. In Greece, the cult of Dionysus has also played a major role in shaping the country's artistic and literary traditions. Many of the greatest works of Greek literature, such as the tragedies of Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides, explore themes of madness, divine possession, and the darker aspects of human nature, all of which are central to the Dionysian mythos. Moreover, the influence of Dionysus can be seen in the very landscape of Greece itself. The rugged mountainous terrain and the wild, untamed seas that surround the country are evocative of the untamed power of the god of wine and fertility. The lush vineyards that cover much of the countryside are a testament to the enduring legacy of Dionysus, who remains a powerful symbol of the natural world and its creative power. For many Greeks, the Dionysian cult represents a vital link to their cultural heritage and a source of inspiration for their artistic and intellectual endeavors. It is a testament to the enduring power of myth and the ways in which ancient stories can continue to shape our lives and our imaginations, even in the modern world. In the concluding part of this Dionysian documentary, we can say the Dionysia festival and the cult of Dionysus were an integral part of ancient Greek culture and religion. Through its myths, rituals, and festivals, the cult of Dionysus helped to shape the Greek understanding of the world and their place in it. Today, we can still see the legacy of Dionysus in our own culture as we continue to grapple with questions of excess, creativity, and irrationality. In the heart of ancient Greece, amidst the revels and the feast, the Dionysia held its sway in honor of a god at play. Dionysus, the god of wine, the ecstasy that's divine, representing both life and death, both joy and madness with every breath. The theatre of Dionysus did unfold, with drama, song, and stories told, a celebration of human plight in the face of both darkness and light. His dual nature, a reflection of our own human imperfection, the balance between light and dark, a reminder to find our own spark. And in his resurrection, we see the cycle of life eternally, renewal, hope, and salvation for those who seek divine revelation. The cult of Dionysus lives on in art, in culture, and in song, a legacy of ancient Greece that still inspires and brings us peace. And though the festival may be long gone, the legacy of Dionysus lives on in art, in culture, and in mind, a reminder of the divine within mankind. So let us raise a glass to this god of wine, whose cult and spirit will always shine, and may the Dionysia forever be a source of inspiration, wild